Hi everyone and welcome back to the Crafty Yellow Camper. Just a quick early morning video for you today. I just wanted to share this card that I've made for one of my lovely friends. This card actually contains a grovelling apology because I forgot to give it to her on her birthday. I'm hoping that the large bottle of gin will also make up for the fact that I have been extremely tardy with her birthday wishes. Right, okay, I just want to show you how I made this. At the moment, we're all thinking about our budget, and Stampin' Up keep tempting us with beautiful things, and they are all beautiful things. But if you're anything like me, your budget means that you have some restrictions on what you're able to actually spend. So I wanted to show you one way of extending your budget a little bit. Now, this is part of the Irresistible Blooms suite, which is a online exclusive, and if your budget allows it, by all means order the whole lot, because we've got a new catalogue coming out in May, and as a demonstrator I've been able to purchase some of the things early so I can show you some sneak peeks and start planning for my classes after the launch. I couldn't afford to buy the whole suite, and it is a beautiful suite. So what I wanted to show you is how I made this card on a budget. So the base card is Pretty Peacock. Oh, please excuse my nails, that's my next job, to take these off. I was at a 1940s event last week and red nail polish is the thing, but unfortunately red nail polish, even in gel polish, lasts really badly. And I'm really heavy on my nails anyway in my day job. Okay, so Pretty Peacock is one of the colours that is going to be returning. It was originally an in colour and one of the colours I absolutely loved, so I'm really pleased to see that that's going to be coming back in our colour refresh. Excuse me, as you can hear I'm a little bit hoarse. These are the papers that go with the suite. It's a 6x6 stack and you get four sheets of each of the designs. And there are a lot. If I can just give you a quick, very quick flick through. They are absolutely beautiful. They're all double-sided. Oh, missed a bit there, but you get the drift. They are beautiful papers. These are the dies that actually go with the stamp set. Now you might notice that I'm not showing you the stamp set, and that's because I didn't buy the stamp set. I'm not saying I'm not going to buy it in the future. I quite probably will. But at the moment, my budget didn't allow for that. These are the online exclusive embossing folders, and I'm hoping if I hold them up quite close you can see. This one's a sort of a floral, almost a starfish floral. This one is really nice textured, almost like a Hessian. And then this one with the spots, which is great fun. Okay, so the one that I've used for my card is this one. Oh, I should probably say these come in a pack of 3, so they are more expensive than just one standard embossing folder, but they're still good value because you get 3 in the pack, and I think they do give you a lot of options for different things. So as I said, this is the one that I've used today, and what I've done is cut a standard C6 card base. If you're in the UK, that's half of an A4 sheet cut across the width of it, so at 14.8, and then just scored and folded in half. And then what I've done is I've picked one of the papers, which is this one, and I've actually used that as the first layer on my card. Now that's one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about. We call it gutting. Sorry, I just listened to one of my videos back the other day and realised how many times I said so I'm trying really hard not to say it. So apologies if it is annoying. See, I've just done it again, I can't help myself. So I cut my first layer, my first mat, which would be 14.3 by 10 if you're in the UK, from this lovely paper. But what I wanted to talk to you about is what we call gutting. So that's when you take out the pieces of paper that aren't going to be seen. So I could have just cut that matte layer, as I said, 14.3 by 10, and that would cover the front of my card. But we're not going to see this piece at the bottom here because we've got our white embossed layer over it. We've really only need to see this piece here. So what I've actually done is I've cut down my layer. It's still 10 centimeters wide, but it isn't 14.3 long. I've cut it at about there, which obviously saves me a fairly decent chunk, which can be used in another card. Just to give you an idea, this is what is left from my 6x6 sheet. So this is the piece that came off the side of the sheet here, and this is the piece that I took off the bottom here, and then there's just one more tiny piece that was scrap, which I've used as a border instead of some ribbon, because I don't have ribbon this colour. So that's another way of extending the life of your DSP or designer series paper, by using your offcuts instead of ribbon as a trim. Okay, so that leaves me these pieces off my 6x6 sheet, which this is long enough to do a side banner on a card, and this is long enough, or wide enough I should say, to be a bottom on a card. So that's one way of being quite frugal with your cardstock. If I was going to be using this sheet of paper just for an edge, and I had something covering the middle, then what I often do is cut out a rectangle from the middle, and that can be used for another card. So think about it when you're cutting your card up. Don't just automatically chop it up and stick it on. If it's going to be covered, cut it down, or as I said, if you only want the edge, gut the middle, because then you can use that for something else. Okay, so the other thing I've done on this card, as I said before, I didn't buy the stamp set, but the nice people at Stampin' Up have considered us. So what they've actually done is that some of the patterned papers in this 6x6 pack, and remember you get 4 sheets of each design, so that gives me quite a lot. So what they've done is they have given us some dies that fit. I'm just going to take it out of the packet so that you can see I'm not telling you fibs. These dies actually fit over the patterns on the paper. So that extends your DSP even further. So on this one, you can see that this larger flower fits over that one, and this one here fits over that smaller flower. And then you can use those, and which is what I've done. I've cut 1 large and 2 small flowers out of the designer series paper, and then I needed some leaves. So another one of the sheets, again 4 sheets, so plenty to be going on with while you're saving up for the stamp set. So we have this 3-leafed die which fits over that one there, and then we have the 2-leaf one which fits over that one there. So I've been able to cut my 3 flowers and my 2 leaves all from 2 sheets of paper, and if you can see how many there are, and don't forget, don't think that you've got to disregard the edge pieces either, because where they go off the edges, not so much on the leaves maybe, but particularly, oh I forgot to show you, there's another little teeny die that cuts these out there. So you can cut pretty much all of that sheet. That would give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16-ish leaves, plus these little tiny ones, which there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9 that you can cut. So as I said, I haven't got the stamp set, but that's not to say that I can't make cards without the stamp set. Okay, so you can see on here that I've used that sort of almost florally starfishy embossing folder. Hopefully you can see that. And then I've also used this really nice circle die here. There are 2 of these dies in the set. There's this circular one and there's this long one, and I'll be showing you a card later on in the week that uses this one, but not necessarily in the way you'd expect. So for my card today, I used the round one. Now, one thing I do need to tell you is that this long one has a cutting edge all the way round, so it will cut a strip. exactly the same as that die. The circular one doesn't have a cutting edge around the edge of it. So if you cut it out of a piece of cardstock like I've done here, it will leave the circle imprint or the circle die cut within your piece of cardstock. If you want to use this as a separate, you can either trim it out very carefully. You can't see because I've put my flowers on, but all the way around it's attached just in a few places, so you can trim it out really carefully to get that middle section if that's all you need. Or if you've got a circle die or a large circle punch that will fit around that, you can cut it out that way. Just something to remember. Okay, so that's that. So as I said, all I did, this is a matte layer of the cardstock, and I cut that down by that much at the bottom, which gives me more to use on another card. It's a 6x6 sheet, so I had a piece from the side, which is enough to use on another card. Excuse me. I cut my flowers and my leaves out of the DSP, and there, as I said, there are 4 sheets of each of these designer series papers, so that gives you plenty to be going on with while you save up for the stamp set. Or maybe you don't want the stamp set and you just want to use the papers, then my advice there would be to, if you really love the set and you know you're going to use it loads, stock up on another pack of paper. Okay, and that's my card basically. I've just put a plain white layer in the middle. Now ordinarily when I make cards I like to stamp or add something to this inside layer. As I said, this card is going to contain a very grovelling apology and I need a lot of space to do that in. So that's why I haven't stamped on the inside. Anyway, there you go, just a quick little short video just to show you how you can extend your Stampin' Up! Products. So next time you have your designer series paper out, save the trimmings. Don't just discard them because you think, oh, it's a tiny piece, I won't use it. As I said, on this card I've used it instead of a piece of ribbon trim. And it's surprising how far you can stretch, particularly the 12x12 sheets, to go a lot further. Okay, that's it from me for today. I hope you liked my card and I hope you'll give these techniques a try. And there are lots of other Stampin' Up! Papers where the dies will cut out from the papers. But equally, if you don't have a die and you're good at fussy cutting, you could cut out from the card. So realistically, you could buy this set of papers and make quite a few cards if you're happy to die cut round the edge, or if you have something like a cry cut or a scan and cut that you can scan it in and get it to cut it out for you. Right, that's enough waffle from me for today, and I'll see you all again soon with some more ideas for some cards. Thanks for watching. Happy stamping.